What's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. So, something pretty crazy happened today, and I want to talk to you guys about it. And we're going to do it while I play, quite possibly, one of the weirdest, craziest games that I have ever seen or played in my entire life. Like, that photosensitive epilepsy seizure warning that's sitting down there is 100% on point, because this is one of the weirdest visual trips that I have ever been on while playing a game, ever. You know, you'll understand in just a moment. This thing, I don't even know how I even came across this game in the first place. Like, I was just like perusing on Twitter, and then all of a sudden I saw this link, and this is what I got. Welcome to Ridiculous Glitching, a saga of the crushed dreams of a flapping candy. Quite the weird name, and yes, you are 100% correct if you were magically able to draw the parallel that yes, this is a Flappy Bird clone, and normally I am 130% against Flappy Bird games because, well, I hated that game. I really did not enjoy it at all. But that's beside the point, because this game is awesome. I mean, essentially what we're looking at here is, it's obviously, you know, Pac-Man themed. It's the same concept, like you don't want to hit the walls or hit the Pac-Man looking things, but it's gonna throw stuff like this at you, and it's weird. But man, is it cool. Like, there's nothing really super special about it, it's just an absolute trip for your brain. And like the graphics are just, like the whole glitchy thing that it's doing is like, I don't know, it's a really interesting concept that is really kind of like making me second guess facets of my life or something. I just, also, this is the best I've ever done in said game right now. This is pretty crazy. So as soon as I should not have gone that way. So, let's talk here. This crazy thing that I was talking about that happened was this morning. I woke up, go to my laptop, and I went to my YouTube page and I checked it out, and it finally happened. It finally happened. It's a moment that I've been waiting for ever since the genesis of this channel, and it was one of two major goals that I had set for myself when I first started this channel. Was I finally hit 1 million total views. Now, I know that doesn't seem like, you know, a huge thing, because I mean, there's all sorts of Let's Players out there in the community that have 1 million views or more, but when I first started this whole thing, like, I didn't even anticipate that would even be, like, a possibility. Like, that for me was just like this giant ceiling that I was just throwing it out there, hoping, you know, maybe one day if I got lucky, then that would be it. And for those of you that are wondering what the other goal was, which is still in action right now, the other goal that I had was 10,000 subscribers. Like, those were the two things that when I first started making Let's Play videos in May of, or in, let's see, was it May? It was either early May or late April of 2010. Oh my gosh, that sound was kind of like throwing me off a little bit there. That was weird. Those are the two goals that I wanted, and I can happily say now that I have finally achieved one of those. And it's one of the coolest things ever. And let me just really quick right now get it out of the way, but I have to give thanks where thanks are due, because, let's be honest, without you guys, without anybody that's watching this right now, or anybody that's ever, you know, been like a regular of mine watching all my videos, or somebody that just recently subscribed and you've only watched maybe one or two, or you know, anything like that, I think you guys all deserve a huge amount of thanks that I can't even really formally put into words how much I appreciate this. Like, this is such an amazing thing for me. Like, I know that it sounds kind of trivial, like I'm just sitting here playing video games and you guys are watching it and that's it, but keep in mind, like, this is also now a second job for me. Like, this is a new source of income for me, and so that is all based off of, you know, how the reception from you guys is. So it's really a great feeling to know that, you know, you guys for this long have been enjoying what I've been doing, just like I've been enjoying what I've been doing. So it's truthfully a really fun thing, and we've made so many fun memories together. Because I mean, I've to this point right now, like, some of the statistics that we're looking at is I've made about 1,650 videos, and you know, there's been probably about at least 60 different games that I've played. So I mean, there's a lot of different things in here, and I've played all sorts of different games from different genres. I mean, we played, you know, anything from like survival horror games like Resident Evil and, you know, Amnesia: The Dark Descent. We played games like Gauntlet: Dark Legacy, which is still my most popular series to date. We played, you know, a whole slew of Mario games. We played Donkey Kong. We played games like Doom. We had all sorts of fun memories, like, just to name a few off, like when I played Zombies Ate My Neighbors for Halloween, and I never actually beat the game because it was so damn hard, and I didn't have, like, the proper weaponry to even be able to beat the game, and so I ended up having, like, a mental meltdown and totally lost my sanity. So there was that, or there was like Doom 3, where I think there was an episode where I like just totally started screaming at my screen a couple of times because a couple of the aliens like caught me off guard. Or let's see, even like in like some of the Penumbra games, where that was like one of my first real like instances playing a survival horror game, just doing it blind without having any recollection of what the game was like, and so that was quite the trip for me. Or, you know, playing like Super Mario Galaxy 2 on Wii, when it took me like a combined like 4 hours just to film the final episode, and just like all these different things that happened, where there was laughing and there was me yelling, which still happens all the time, and just like a lot of funny moments and just like great things that happen. And I mean, this experience spans a lot further than just, you know, me making video game stuff and you guys watching it and having a good time. Like, I've actually gained a couple of, you know, new lifelong friends out of this. So, I mean, I've turned it into a lot more than just, you know, just a simple YouTube thing. So, it's just, it's a great feeling to know that all the work and you know, slaving myself away, well, not really slaving away, but you just like pouring my heart and soul into this day in and day out for, you know, the better part of 4 years has actually paid off in the way that I wanted. I mean, obviously I'm going to keep going from here. This isn't like I finally got there and now I'm retiring sort of thing. Absolutely not. Like, I definitely have so many more things that I want to achieve, but it's nice to know that I finally got to one of them, you know? Like, there were definitely a couple of times where I really questioned if it was worth it, because, you know, I had some really high times, and I had some really low times where things just didn't seem like they were going to pan out very well, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep going. But, you know, my determination and my passion for this, because it's something that I really, really love doing, I kept going. And it definitely worked out, and I'm really glad that I kept doing that. And all of you guys are such a great support system. Like, anytime I'd, you know, have nights where... I don't really like what's going on with the sound there, sorry. But I'd have nights where, you know, or stretches of time where I just, like, I wasn't feeling it for a little bit, and, like, nights where I wouldn't be able to film stuff when I told you guys that I was going to, and just, like, the flexibility and the support that you guys gave me, and just, you know, being really cool about everything, you know, whether it was, you know, me needing to take time off for stuff, or, you know, things just not panning out the way that I had planned it initially, like with certain series that I was wanting to do that I ended up not being able to do for certain reasons. Like, you guys didn't get super upset about it and, you know, cause a big deal. Like, you guys were always really cool and you know, gave me all the time that I needed to be able to figure things out for myself, and I really appreciate that. Like, I know that there are places where everything has to run on a strict schedule, and if things are off by a little bit, then people just lose their damn minds about it. So I'm really, really happy to know that I have such a cool group of people like you guys, and it's awesome. I know I'm kind of getting sappy here, but it's a moment that I had always kept it in the headlights somewhere, just because I was really, really holding out hope one day that I would get there, and I am, and it's super cool. Now, this is a question that I've actually had a couple people ask me that I really wanted to kind of answer it, because I thought it would be interesting for you guys to know. But I had a couple people ask me what my inspiration for actually starting to do Let's Play stuff in general was, and it might be surprising to some of you, actually, because I don't even know if he's even still making videos anymore, but I know that a lot of, like, you know, new up-and-coming Let's Play enthusiasts out there have probably drawn inspiration from some of the really popular figures in the industry right now, like, you know, like Game Grumps, or, Nintendo Capri Sun, who's been a staple in this community for a long time, or you know, other people like Chugga Conroy, or oh, I don't know, like PewDiePie, or Peanut Butter Gamer. You know, there's a bunch of other people out there that, you know, a lot of people kind of drive their inspiration off of. But me, actually, it's somebody, I don't even know if he even still makes videos anymore, but he went by the name of Zero19. I don't even know, you can look him up if you want, he might still be out there, I don't know. But the very first Let's Play video that I ever watched, was one of his videos. I don't even know how I even came across it, but I did. And what was the game that he was playing? I think he was playing like Kirby's Adventure, I think is what it was. It was that, and then I think I watched some of his Donkey Kong Country 2 videos afterwards, but I came across it and I was like, oh, what's this? And so I click on it and I start watching it, and I just start thinking to myself, like, I could totally do this. Like, this guy's pretty funny, and like he's just playing through the game and just talking about random stuff while he's playing, and I could totally, like, I do that all the time, so why am I not doing this? And so, you know, after watching it some more and kind of like learning about the things that I can, you know, how to get started up and everything, I went out to Walmart and I went and picked up a little $5 desktop microphone that I actually used for, you know, the better part of 4 years up until just like a couple months ago when I bought this new blue Snowflake microphone that I've been using for a while, and it's been gravy ever since. I mean, I've been, you know, playing all sorts of games from there on out, and it's just like, it's just like kind of weird to think that of all people was the guy that I got my inspiration from. Like, it wasn't one of the huge guys that I like wanted to model myself after what he was doing, because he wasn't like the biggest guy in the game back then. He was just a guy, you know. And like he was pretty popular at the time. Like, I'm not gonna say he was just like an absolute random person. Like he was definitely rather popular because Let's Play videos were such a luxury back then. Like, there weren't nearly as many people doing that out there 4 years ago when I started doing this. So, you know, having that type of just like, it was such a primitive thing back then, and so it was just really cool that I found a guy that did a good enough job that kind of spurred me into doing this, and now I've had people tell me that I'm kind of their inspiration for doing it. So in a way, like, now I get to be that guy, and it's such a cool thing to be able to be on the other side of that. So yeah, that was kind of like a little bit of the history behind some of this. But for those of you that you may not know it, because for those of you that haven't been around long enough to have known some of my earlier material, the very first Let's Play video that I ever did, which if you were to go back and look at it right now, it would be Captain Skyhawk, but that wasn't actually my very first video set that I did. I did Super Mario Bros. 3, and it was just this absolutely terrible thing. Like, I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. I was back at a time where YouTube had the 11-minute time constraint thing, and so I had to like chop things up and make it super fragmented, and it was really weird, and I'm getting a lot of text messages in case you guys are wondering what that sound is. But it was just so wild. That was a really good run, by the way. That's gotta be the high score. There's no way it's not. God, what the hell's going on right now? I'm getting way too many text messages. People need to shut up right now. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of what I ended up deleting those videos when I redid that series, but those were my first videos too. So, and that was done back in, I think it was like late April was when I did it. So it's just crazy to think like how far I've come from that far back until now, where I'm still using basically a lot of the same hardware. Like, I haven't really done a whole bunch of upgrades since then, but I mean, pretty much what it comes down to, before I drag this out longer than it needs to be drug out, because I'm sure you guys are probably getting a little bit tired of this by now, but what it comes down to is, I really want to thank you guys for everything that you have done for me. I mean, you guys have really been such a great thing in my life. Like, you guys are a part of my day that I look forward to every single day when I get off of work. You know, I know that I get to come home from work and I get to sit down and I get to make my videos and I get to read the feedback that you guys are putting in, and it's everything that I could have ever wanted this to be. And I'm gonna keep working my ass off every day from here on out to keep doing the best that I can to improve your guys' experience while you're visiting my channel, whether it be games that I'm doing by myself, or, you know, bringing some of my guest stars in to play around with me, or, you know, doing little special events like Neo Geo month that I have going on here in about a week and a half or so. So there's this I always want to make sure I'm doing something new that you guys are enjoying. If I'm ever, you know, if I'm ever not doing things that you guys want to see, just, you know, feel free to let me know, whether it be through Facebook or Twitter or anywhere that you guys can get a hold of me. Just anything that I can do to improve, just let me know, and I'll be glad to oblige that, because, I mean, you guys are what makes this entire thing go around. Without you, I really have nothing going on here. So I think before I keep you guys here any longer, I'll just I'll close the statement with this. Do you guys agree with me now that this game is one of the most absolutely outrageous things that you've ever seen? Because I know it is for me, that's for damn sure. 2, you guys should really try playing this. I know, not being a Flappy Bird enthusiast, it probably may not hold your interest levels for super long, but it's cool to play if you can find it. Number 3, just one more time, even though I've already drilled it into your skulls like 50,000 times, but thank you all so much. You guys are really, truly great, wonderful people. And I hope to see you guys, you know, further in the future, because I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I'm going to be here for as long as I can think, you know. As long as YouTube will allow me to keep doing this, and as long as, you know, TGN will keep me as a partner on their, you know, as part of their network, then you guys will see as much of me now, or going forward, as you have all the way for these last few years. So all I have to say from this point on is get ready for a bunch more, because there is no end in sight, my friends. I got plenty more games to play, and we got plenty more goals to achieve, and memories and laughs to have. So until then, I will see you guys in the next experiment. This is your host, AMF1534, saying thank you guys for watching, and thanks for being great. And I'll see you in the next thing. So until then, bye guys. Take care. And NBA playoffs are on, so go enjoy that. Peace out.